Hey, welcome YouTubers to Boundless Veteran. I'm Nikki Namaste, and today we're going to talk about yoga. I want to talk about what yoga means to me, and whether you're just beginning your yoga practice or you've been practicing for a long time. It's always a great reminder to know that other people out there are feeling and thinking the same things about their practice that you might be thinking or feeling. It helps us stay with the practice and reunites us with our path if sometimes we find ourselves lost from these ideas. So yoga, its literal translation is unity. But don't limit it to the definition of unity. Think about it as everything being one thing. This will help in understanding why there are so many things out there considered yoga. So I like to say that something that's yogic revolves around these three ideas in my head. I paint kind of like three rules for me to follow to say this is being yogic. And the first thing is paying attention to your breath. Really focusing on the breath all the time. It's really easy to forget that we're breathing. But if we can always kind of hold even the tiniest little fraction of awareness in our mind all day just about our breath, we can incorporate our yoga practice into our life. The second thing would be a complete focus on a task, and that can be just focusing on your breath. It can be when you're running or bike riding or whatever it is you're doing. Like, if you can just focus all of your thought on that, you can incorporate your yoga practice into your life. The third thing would be clearing the mind of those random thoughts or getting rid of the narrator that is repeating everything that you're seeing or doing. I see the grass is green, and in my mind the little guy goes, "Oh, that grass is green." But I didn't need that little guy to say that. I knew the grass was green by observing that. It didn't have to be fixated in my mind of me saying it. So getting rid of that thought is very, very challenging. And a lot of people would refer to this as being mindful or practicing mindfulness. And I agree. I would consider having a mindfulness practice as incorporating yoga into your daily life. So when we want to label the different types of paths illustrated in Hindu tradition, we would call the first one karmic yoga. It's the path of action. For example, I do something good, and in return, I get something good. The second one would be bhakti yoga, which is the yoga of devotion. Our entire culture is surrounded by being spiritual, and many cultures are surrounded by being spiritual. So it's a definite path to this idea of unity. Then the third would be Vana Yoga. This is the path of knowledge, and it is said to be the hardest path, and that you should have a foundation of karmic yoga and bhakti yoga before approaching the yoga of knowledge. This would be referred to more or less a Vedanta philosophy, referring to everything being one, Brahman, if you will. The third section of disclosures within the Gita would refer to this path as well, if you're familiar with that. Just as there's many rivers in the world, and they all eventually lead to the same ocean, such as yoga, in my opinion. There's many religions, there's many practices, ideas, philosophies. Everyone believes in something different, and we should all accept all of those things for what they are and what they mean to that person that believes in them. There's no wrong path in the path of yoga. So I teach yoga because of this idea of unity, of everything being one, and because I love my yoga practice, and I practice daily and try to practice it throughout my entire day, all day. And I get to give back this experience to my community, to my fellow humans. It makes me a better human. Everything is surrounded with more compassion and love and kindness. The idea of not hurting anything, because I am that thing. So I hope this video kind of gave you a little bit better understanding about yoga, and even a little bit more about me and why I am in front of the camera today. So I want to leave you with a quote from Buddha that I came across yesterday. And he says, "All that we are is the result of what we have thought." So if we focus and think about our life and being yogic in our life, then our life will be yogic. If we constantly practice this, to focus on peace, not anti-war, to focus on love, not heartache, and to focus on living your life, to focus on being happy. Say to yourself, "I am happy," and your life will be happy. You will be happy if you wake up and tell yourself every day, "I am happy." Say "I love you" to people. Just tell someone you love them. Give someone a hug. Care a little bit more. Just take that extra effort to be a little bit more compassionate in your life, and it will become that.